I want to discuss in this video the use of comparative adjectives. Now, when I teach comparative adjectives to my students, I start from the point where I want them to understand that there are four clear groups of comparative adjectives. Then I illustrate that by giving some examples from each group. I will also do that today in this video. So if we look at the first group, this is one of the what we call regular comparative adjective. What happens is that we add er to the adjective, and we use this example with short words. So let's have a few examples. Number one, cheap, we change to cheaper. Fast, we change to faster. Large, we change to larger. And the fourth example, thin, we changed to thinner. Now there are a few adjectives where the spelling, when we add the er, when the spelling in the word, we also add a consonant at the end of the adjective. So for example, with thin, which is thin, the comparative adjective is thinner. And we do this with big as well. So the comparative is bigger, bigger. I now want to look at the second group of adjectives. And in these, the adjectives end in y. But when we change them to comparative adjective, we don't use the y, but we add ier. So let's have four examples of group two. Number one, lucky changes to luckier. Two, easy changes to easier. Three, early changes to earlier. And number four, pretty changes to prettier. Okay, I want to move on now to the third group. And in this group, the adjectives are much longer. And what we do is we add the word more, and we say that before the adjective. So let's have four examples of that. Serious, comparative, more serious. Expensive, comparative, more expensive. Comfortable, more comfortable. Enjoyable, more enjoyable. Okay, so that's four examples of that. Now, I just want to make a point that when we're talking about comparative adjectives, the rules are very similar with comparative adverbs. I'll talk about that in another video though. Now for the fourth group, and I will describe these as irregular comparative adjectives. These are where the comparative adjective looks and sounds completely different. So we've got two that we use a lot. Number one, good. That changes to better as a comparative adjective. And number two, bad. That changes to worse as a comparative adjective. So, to summarize, Try and remember the 4 groups, and then you will have an easier time to remember how to turn them into comparative adjectives. In the next video, I'm going to look at superlative adjectives.